If you realize, suddenly everyone is obsessed with pickleball like how everyone is obsessed with mala. But why? Watch on and you'll realize that pickleball's rise to fame is kind of related to COVID-19. So, before anything, you need to know this. The sport is played a little like badminton, tennis and table tennis combined. It's played in what looks like a tennis court, but the pickleball court is much smaller. The net is slightly lower than a tennis net. The ball that you'll play with is a perforated, hollow plastic ball that looks a bit like a floorball. Then, each player will have a paddle. The paddle looks a bit like table tennis paddle, except it's much bigger, so it looks more like a square-shaped Teflon non-stick pen. Now, you might be thinking, okay, then how do you play pickleball? Pickleball can be played as doubles or singles, but it's more commonly played as doubles, which means there will be 4 players. The ball will first be served underhanded, directly to the opposite court, so there's a bit like table tennis. After the ball is served, the receiving team must let the ball bounce one time on the court first. After the ball bounces on the court, then the receiving team can return the ball. Then now, it's the serving team's turn to let the ball bounce one time on the court before they too can return the ball. After the ball has bounced once in each team's court, then you can play however you want, whether with a bounce or not. The only thing you have to take note of is that throughout the game, there's a no volley zone in the court. This is also known as the kitchen. Yeah, the paddle looks like a non-stick pan and then there's a kitchen. The kitchen is the area within 2.13 meters on both sides of the net, which is marked clearly on the court. If you're within the kitchen, you're not allowed to cook. You're not allowed to volley, which essentially means you cannot straight away hit the ball. You must let the ball bounce on the court before you can hit the ball. So, now that you know how it's played, here's the question. Why is everyone suddenly so obsessed with pickleball? Well, it's because it's kind of like an outdoor mahjong. One reason why mahjong is such a fun game to play is because you get to hang out with your friends and catch up over a game of mahjong. Same thing for pickleball as well lah. Pickleball is naturally of a social nature, which means it's commonly played in doubles. You can get fit, and bonus, you get to make friends. And unlike mahjong whereby you might lose some money, over in pickleball, you just lose some calories. And that's one important reason why pickleball is suddenly so popular in Singapore. Whether you are young or old, you can play pickleball. If you are young, you can play the game faster. If you are older and worried about your knees, you can play the game at a more comfortable pace as well. After all, it's unlike other racket sports like tennis or badminton, whereby the shuttlecock moves faster than you can say the word shuttlecock. But of course what's important is that it is very accessible. For mahjong, all you need is a room and you have a chit-chat session to discuss about why Mandy from the marketing department is still single. It's a similar idea for pickleball, whereby it's very accessible since you can play pickleball just about anywhere. And this amplified during the COVID-19 period, whereby indoor sports venues were closed, so people could only play sports outdoor. That's when a number of people started to get interested in pickleball, whereby it grew by a whopping 85.7% in 2022 worldwide. After all, you can just pick any outdoor multi-purpose court near your HDB and start playing pickleball. Which brings me to the next point, the sound. If you are a tennis or badminton player, you will know this. The sound of hitting the ball sounds very shook, but it only sounds good when you are the one hitting it. It's similar to how you think your baby is the cutest and all other babies are never spawned into earth to disturb everyone's sleep. Now, we don't usually have this issue for badminton and tennis, since professional badminton is usually played indoor courts, and tennis is for the rich people. I don't know, rich people maybe no years one. I don't know. But well, not for pickleballs. Firstly, the sound is at 70 dBA compared to tennis ball, which is about 40 dBA. Also, the poke sound that pickleball make when the ball is being hit is not just loud, but relatively high pitched too. This is the reason why there are more noise complaints about pickleball in recent years, because people started playing pickleballs in those outdoor courts near HDBs. It gets worse as our outdoor courts have no noise barrier and we live in a very dense area. Over in other countries, there were even lawsuits mounted for the noise. Now, what is the solution? Well, the goal has always been to be understanding. There are some unique balls that are quieter, but some people say it doesn't play the same as regular balls, so it hits different. And after all, if you take the sound out of a racket sports, you have taken the fun out of the sports. So, the goal is always to be considerate lah. Now, what if you have an inconsiderate neighbor who is noisy at home? It turns out that you really have to mount a lawsuit. Watch this video and you'll understand more. And thank you for spending almost 5 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope that you learned something.